Hey everybody, it's Dwayne Huff with Band Leadership Seminars, Band Leadership Online. And in this video, we're going to talk about how to be an effective student leader, even if you don't have a title or a position as a leader or a leadership title or position. I get this all the time from students. I get it all the time from band directors. And I recently got a comment on one of YouTube videos really outlining the situation and asking for guidance and assistance about being a student leader, effective student leader, whether you're in that position or not. And should I audition for drum major, and a lot of things that I want to unpack. So I'm going to read this to you, but here's what I'm going to ask. If you're a band director and you'd like more help training and developing your leaders, run over to bandleadershipseminars.com. Tons of resources there for you, including my online course and live event, but also I'm going to post a free mini course that will help you train and develop your leaders. And students, you can also take advantage of that. Just let your band director know about it so they can get it for you. But this is a very hot topic. It comes up all the time, year after year, especially this time whenever they're about to do auditions and interviews for drum major. So I want to read a comment that came in on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/band leadership, because a couple of things. Number one, I want you to subscribe to the channel so you see when I post these, because I'm here to serve your band program as band directors and student leaders, give you advice and information that's going to help you be more effective as a leader. And if you want to see when I go live, facebook.com/band leadership. If you're not there, if you're watching on YouTube, like the page, you'll see when I go live. And then if you're on Instagram, @band leadership, be sure to follow me there. I'm going to go all three. My goal is to go live every day to help you and serve you. I've not been consistent on that, but I want to. While I'm doing this, if you're watching it live, you have a question or a comment, please feel free to drop it in the comments. If not, and you're watching the replay, I will circle back and answer these questions. That's where these videos come from. I'm very diligent about that, and I get notifications. And I told the person who asked this question that this would be the topic of my next video, so I hope that person is watching. If not, I will tag them and let them see this video. But I'm going to put my glasses on, which I hate to do. I don't like my glasses. If you like my glasses and you think they look okay, give me a heart and make me feel better. But here's the comment that came in, and I'm going to address it. There's a couple of different things we're going to address in here, but I'll summarize it by saying how to be effective as a student leader, even if you don't have a leadership. I'm reading even if you don't have a leadership title or position. So that's kind of how this is going to broad brush here. And remember, if you need some help with this even more, run over to www.bandleadershipseminars.com. There's tons of resources for students and band directors. But here's the comment. And I forget the nature of the video that it was a comment on, but they said this: hey, thank you for your videos. You're welcome. Our high school's having a drum major audition in April, and I want to try out. By the way, my other MacBook over there is rebooting, so you'll hear that in the background. My apologies. This is live. I'm not going to edit it. But there's a small issue. The current head drum major is a junior, and so am I. And she has already conducted for a year. She's already been in that position for a year. But I feel like her tempo is off, and there are things I would do differently in the position of a leader to keep the band motivated and actually teach them something. There's also the issue with me never having had the opportunity to show leadership. And the band director is likely to stick with the current drum major because the current drum major already has experience. The question comes in: do you know if there are ways I can be a leader without seeming bossy while I'm not in the position of the leader? Sometimes people can take helpful criticism as an attack. Yes, they can, and that doesn't change when they become adults. When you aren't an actual leader, like drum major or a band council, and also they won't want to believe your advice because you haven't been put in that position by the band director. So there's a lot to unpack here, and I see people showing up. When you do, say hello. If you're enjoying this and you're getting value from it, give it a heart or a wow. It helps spread the message so other people can see it, or share it with somebody. If you're a band director, share it with your students. If you're a student, tag your band director or a student, somebody who would benefit from this message of how to be an effective leader, even if you don't have a leadership title or position, because I think this is very important in the sense that that's most of the people in the band who are aspiring to leadership. So I'm going to unpack all of this stuff, right? But here's the bottom line. And if you want more of this information, run over to bandleadershipseminars.com. Tons of resources that will link you to social and all that kind of stuff that you can dig deeper into this. I'm going to do the best I can in this short period of time. A couple of things. Number one, I hear from band directors all the time. I hear from students in inquiry, but I want to address this. Leadership is not about a position or a title. In the band program, it's about one thing: selflessly serving in humility for the greater good of the band program. Translation: leadership is not about you. It's about everybody else but you. Every time, all the time. If you're going to be a leader in the band with a title or without a title, you're there for one reason. It's to submit yourself to a vision that the band director has and help them achieve that vision through serving them and your peers. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. If somebody would have told me that straight out of the gate as a leader, I would have said, you can keep that, which is why I'm having this conversation with you. If you're going to a position of leadership because you want to be in control, you want to be in charge, you want to tell people what to do, you want to say, look at me, then get out of leadership or don't go into leadership, because that's not what this game is about. However, there are rewards that come back to you as a leader, but many times they're delayed, okay? With that premise being said, here's what I will say. Anybody who chooses to be a leader and really wants to be a leader, can be an effective leader without ever having a leadership title or position. Now, I understand in the band, by the way, for those of you who do not know me, I'm a 9-time student leader in the marching band, 6-time drum major. So I don't say that to impress you, but to impress upon you. I'm going to give you some real advice. I'm going to shoot you straight, because I don't want you selling yourself or pushing yourself in a position that you don't want to be in accidentally. Because having to keep that up and to be effective as a leader is not going to be fun at all if you are not in there for the right reason. It's going to be a greater burden than you possibly want to carry. So I'm just being straightforward and honest with you. But if you want to be a leader in your band, here's how you do it effectively and have people follow you and pay attention to you and respect you and listen to you. I'll set this premise. Imagine for a second that you have a gift that was given to you. Think about the 3 things this coming marching band season or in the marching band season you'd like to see, you'd like to achieve, you'd like to have, or you'd like to experience during that marching band season. So if you go through all the way through marching band season, you had these 3 things in that box, which is your gift. What would those 3 things be? Would it be a great show? Would it be awesome music? Would you come out with more friendships? Would you do more band trips? Would you win more competitions? Whatever it is that you want from marching band, pretend for a second that it's in that box. And if you do the right things, you could come back at the end of marching band season, open up that box, those things would be there. And if they weren't, it'd be something far greater than you ever expected, but it would be so valuable and rewarding that it would make band season worthwhile. Now, here's how you get that as a band member and as a student leader. Imagine for a second you take that gift and you go and you set it aside, knowing that in that box is exactly what you want from your marching band season. So imagine you take that, you set it aside, you say, you know what? I'm going to leave that right here. I'm going to trust that when I get back, it's going to be there and it's going to be fulfilled. And then every day from this day forward, you make it your job to go connect with, build relationship with, understand, and become a part of the lives of as many people in that band as you possibly can, so that you understand what's in their box. And every day you make it your commitment to forget your box and go out every day and do your best in service, in humility. Help the people in your band get what they have or what they want in their box. So if they want a great show, help them to get that. If they want to play great music, help them get that. If they want to work harder, if they want to play better, if they want to enjoy more pizza on bus trips at competitions and win those competitions, you make it your job to help them get that. Well, Dwayne, what about me? We're forgetting about the present. Because here's what happens. And I know this from nine times of being a student leader, not doing everything right, messing it up many times. And being a 6-time drum major, only really having a great experience as drum major 3 of the 6 times that I can remember. The other, well, yeah, 3. Yeah, the other 3 were horrible, right? And then the 9th time as a student leader, it all accumulated. And then over time, after in hindsight, looking back, seeing what I could have done better, that what I've come to understand is the number one way to get that thing you want in your box, to be an effective leader, to come back and be rewarded and have the experience that you want as a student leader, is to forget your box, go help them get their box. And at the end of the season, here's what you're going to do. When you come back and pick up that box, those 3 things that you put in there may not be there, but here's what's going to be in there. And they may be, depending on what it is that you wanted. When you go back to that box, it's going to be bigger than it was when you left it. And it's going to be full of stuff that you never even thought you wanted. And the reward, the satisfaction, the pride, the fulfillment you're going to get as a student leader is what this leadership journey is all about. Because it's not about you, but the reward you get. Because here's what happens whenever you go and you do that selflessly and you humble yourself. You activate 3 laws. Number 1, the law of reciprocation. When you give, it activates people want to give back. That's how you get people to follow you, trust you, and want to do for you as you're doing for them. But you got to give first. The law of reciprocity. Look it up. Number 2, the law of the harvest. Whatever you sow right now, you will reap, good, bad, or ugly. But you're not going to reap it immediately, which is why some people act a fool and don't lead correctly. They're more authoritarians, but it is coming back to you. It's just coming back to you later, and it's coming back to you in greater abundance than what you sowed. It's called the law of the harvest. Look it up. And then finally, the 3rd law that you activate as a leader whenever you humble yourself and you go out, serve, and help everybody else get what they want, is called the law of the flow. I think there's a better law of circulation, okay? Both of them say this, and you can look this up. Basically says as long as you continue to give and you don't stop giving, it's going to come back to you. Some people would call it karma. Some people would call it, I'm drawing a blank right now, but the point being is that it's going to come back to you. It may not come back to you directly from where you're putting it. And that's where many leaders fall into the trap. They want to give, they want to serve, they want to do, and they expect validation. They expect recognition. They expect appreciation from their band director and their peers. They don't get it, and they get all hurt, and they go away, crawl into the rock, or give up on their responsibilities. But if you want to be an effective leader, even before you have a title, what you realize is that as a leader, you're there to serve, to guide, to lead, to help. There are going to be times whenever you have to ask your peers to do something or tell your peers to do something. And I'll get to this here in a second, but here's what I will say. Imagine for a second an emotional bank account, just like a regular bank account. In a regular bank account, if you deposit, put in money, you build up a reserve, yes? Well, when you need something, you need to buy something, you pull out of that reserve. You can do it as much as you've deposited, right? But what happens if you continue to take out and 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 never deposit into that account? Eventually, you overdraw the account. And if you have a checking account or a savings account, what you know is you can't do that very long because eventually you overdraft, they charge you fees, and they send you ugly letters. That's a metaphor for exactly how it works with your peers if you want to be effective as a leader. You have to constantly give, to serve, to build them up, to contribute to the relationship, to validate them, to praise them, to recognize them, to honor them. That's your job as a leadership. And when you do that, you build such an account with each one of the individuals in your band, and you have to do it individually. You can't expect what you deposit over here with this person to help this person. You've got to build an emotional bank account with every single person. Because the more you do, and the more you have to ask, and the more you have to demand, and the more you have to push, the more social capital you have with your peers. So what are you giving? What are you serving? What are you doing? Like I said earlier, you have to go and find out what it is they want in their box. But basically, it comes down to this. Leadership is influence, as Dr. John Maxwell would say, nothing more, nothing less. And influence is adding value to the lives of people. But have you ever tried to do something, give something, be something, offer something, create something for somebody that you knew if they just knew they would absolutely love, only to try to give it to them, do it for them, serve them, only to have them to say, no, thank you, don't want it, don't need it, push back, what is this? And you walked away feeling rejected or annoyed or frustrated or misunderstood? That's the key. when we give, when we serve, when we humble ourselves, we have to add value, which means we have to help the people, the band director, our peers, get more of what they want in their box, or give them what they want in their box. And the more we do that, the more we influence them, the more we influence them, the more we lead them. We do not need a title or a position to do that. So I wanted to set that foundation because I'm going to address some of the things that were in this. But one, leadership is not about you. It's about everybody else but you. How is it about everybody else but you? It's you serving those people to help them get what they want, not what you want. But what comes back to you is the satisfaction, the reward, and the feeling of fulfillment you get from having done that. And that's what leadership is all about. Not everybody's called to leadership. Anybody can be a leader who chooses to be a leader because they can learn to be a leader, and you do not have a position. If you're a true leader, you'll say, you know, even if I never get a leadership position or a title, I'm here to serve that band, to walk away and leave this band better than I found it and leave a legacy. I don't need the title or the recognition for it. And I got to be honest with you and say, if somebody would have told me that, I would have avoided leadership like the plague. But that's what it is, good, bad, or indifferent. Thought I saw a comment come in there, so I wanted to look. Okay, so let me build upon this and address some of these things. One of the things this person asked was, do you know if there's ways I can be a leader without seeming bossy while I'm not in a leadership position? Two things. Number one, unconditionally love on every single person in that band that you possibly can. What I mean by that is treat them well, build them up, nurture them, speak highly of them when they're there, when they're not there, praise them, recognize them, clap for everything they do. Be genuine, be sincere, but be their champion. You get that reputation, people are drawn to you. People want to be around you. People come around you, and you're not having to tell them what to do as a leader. You're guiding them in what to do because they want to follow you. Here's where teenagers, no, not really, just teenagers, band directors, adults, this is where people get in trouble in leadership, because here's what they don't realize. You can tell anybody anything. You can ask anybody anything. You can demand anything. You can insult anybody of anything if you do it the right way and say it the right way. So what I'm about to tell you is you can use to manipulate people. Don't do that. That's not leadership. But there's three things that happen that will make the difference between you coming across bossy or sincere and genuine with a title or without. And people will follow you because of how well you do this. There's three things. Number one, when you talk to people and engage with people over anything as a leader, there's three things going on that intellectually they may not even understand. It's happening at the heart and the center of the brain, known as the limbic system. So imagine your brain is three parts. This is the base of your brain, the fight or flight. That's what we do when we're in trouble or we're threatened. Fight, flight, flee. That's at the bottom of the brain. That's reactionary. In the center of the brain is the emotional center. It only understands how we feel. Doesn't understand logic, rhyme, reason, facts, statistics, numbers, words. It doesn't understand anything except how we feel. We think it's our gut, but it's actually the center of our brain. And we can get to that center of the brain before logic even has a chance to set in. I see some people jumping in here. Please say hello. If you're getting value out of this, share it with somebody. Give it a hearts up, a like. If you have a question or a comment, please drop it. By the way, if I can be more assistance, go to bandleadershipseminars.com. Tons of resources over there. So there's the emotional center of the brain, but there's also what's called the neocortex, or the new brain. And that's what's responsible for logic, facts, statistics, making sense of everything that emotionally happens to us. So here's what's happening as a leader. People are either receiving you or not receiving you based on three things. They're making snap judgments. Have you ever run across somebody that the minute you connected with them or the minute you met with them, you knew you were going to be friends? You just resonated. You got each other. Yeah, we're going to be friends. But have you ever run across somebody and immediately you knew, there's no way we're ever going to be friends? Right? That happened all in the emotional center. So what's happening here as a leader, title or not, is that when you interact with your peers, when you're in rehearsal, when you're trying to get them to cooperate, to work together as a team, to do certain things, to play certain lines, do in sectionals, being quiet in rehearsal, whatever it is, you're having to have a conversation. And when you're face-to-face with a conversation, there's three things going on. Number one, what they see. Number two, how you say what you say. And number three, the words that you use. There was a study done, I won't bore you with the details, in the 1980s that showed that 55% of what people trust, believe, and perceive as our attitude, trust us, believe us, and perceive as our attitude, 55% comes down to what they see, how you come across when you say the words you say, the way you look, body language, right? So if you have a smile on your face, if you're positive, if you're excited, if you're sentimental, if you're empathetic, meaning you understand, if you're sympathetic, meaning you feel sorry for it, whatever it is, they can see it here. That accounts for 55% of what you're communicating to those people. So if this is off, you're going to have to do a lot of making up. So if you're disgusted, if you're frustrated, if you don't like the person, if you're annoyed, it's coming across. So you have to ask yourself, am I putting out the right thing consistently? Am I the type of person that people respect, want to be around, trust, like? Because 55% comes down to what they see whenever you're in their presence. And it's not just when you're talking to them or working with them. It's what they see when you don't want them looking, right? 38% comes down to how you say what you say. I can come up to you and I can say, Susie, that was an amazing job. Keep that up. I'm proud of you. Or I can say, Susie, that was an amazing job. Keep that up. I'm proud of you. I said the exact same words, but my tone and what you saw communicated something completely different. I could tell you weren't sincere. That disconnect, that simple little disconnect, same words, only 7% of what I'm communicating. So how do I be a leader without coming across bossy, even if I'm not in a position of leadership, and have people respond to me and listen to you? Visual, what you see, how you say what you say, and the words that you use. 55% is what they see. 38% is how you say what you say. So be careful of your tone and then the words you use. Now, what that means is that you can be having a bad day, but you can still have the best intentions and say the things and even mess it all up. But if they know you, because of the consistency of what they've seen, they know how to take you. It's something that happens over time. It's when you build that emotional bank account, right? So that's how you effectively lead people without coming across as bossy or authoritative. Number one, constantly in advance, starting now, building relationships with people, depositing it into that emotional bank account. So whenever we are in the throes of rehearsal and competition, all those things, and you have to say things directly, or you have to insist on something, or you have to get in somebody's face, they know you, they like you, they trust you, and they know you're not trying to be hard on them. You're just trying to strive for excellence. But if you haven't built that, it's not going to happen. It's got to happen in advance. Build a relationship. Watch how you look, how you say what you say, and the words that you use. The two biggest things that will tell you in no uncertain terms how you're coming across to people is, number one, record your voice when you're talking to somebody. Take your iPhone out, record it, let them know you're recording it. Record it, come back and listen to how your tone sounds. Then, as you're talking with people, put a video camera up. Come back and look how you look whenever you're talking to people. The most revealing and painful thing you'll ever see. But it's a true feedback on how you're coming across to peers, right? So with that being said, I know I'm going long here, but this is so very important. And I'm probably going to put this in the free mini course. So run over to bandleadershipseminars.com and you can pick that up. Even as a student leader, name and email, it comes over to you. Make sure you put the right email in there or you will not get it. If you're liking this, give me a thumbs up. Even if you're watching a replay, give me a heart, not a thumbs up. Heart spreads this message word. Give me a wow. Drop a comment. Like the page so you see when I go live. And make sure you follow me on youtube.com/bandleadership and Instagram @bandleadership because I'm going to do this here, there as well. So a couple things I want to address and then I'll close this out. If you're watching this and you want to say hello, please do. Small issue. The current head drum major is a junior and so she's been conducting for a while. I think her tempo's off. I could do better things to keep the band motivated, but she has a year on me and the band director is probably going to go with the experience. Here's what I would say. Number one, don't shy away from the drum major audition because you may or may not get it. I did that once, and you'll always regret that. Go for it. Give it everything you got. Be 100% yourself. In the last video that I shot, I said, be yourself, tell the truth, have fun, and relax. Those are my piece of advice for you. Give it everything you got because you never know what your band director is looking for in a leader. They may see something in you that they want to take a bet on, but be 100% you. Give it everything you got. Be the best person you can. Answer the questions honestly and sincerely. Let the chips fall where they may because you're either going to win or you're going to learn. And if you don't make drum major this time, I mean, I was a 6-time drum major. There's other opportunities for you to lead, even though you're a junior. Okay, so don't ever, well, they've got experience. The band director probably is going to go with them again. And they may, because the band director knows what they're trying to develop. That's not your call. And they may see something in that person they're trying to develop, and they're not going to give up on them. And quite frankly, why would they give up on them if they've got a great attitude and they're trying, if they're willing to learn? But in the band director's mind, they might be like, I need to look probably into somebody new and different. And that may be you, and it may not be you. But again, to the call of leadership, make it about the band, not about you, not about what you want, right? That's the hardest thing about leadership, making it about them, not about you. So there was another question in here. So my point being is don't shy away from the audition. Prepare, give it everything you got. Go for win. Let the chips fall where they may. Learn from it. And then after the audition, if you make it or if you don't make it, ask the band director, what did you see in me that is leadership quality? What are some things you see in me that I need to improve on to be a better leader? What can I do from this point forward to win, to improve, and to make this band the best it can be? How can I serve to the best of my ability? And that's really the question that needs to be at the forefront of your mind, okay? So there's an issue with me never having had the opportunity to show leadership. And so that goes back to what I was saying earlier. You don't need a title. You don't need a role. You don't need a official title or role to be a leader. You show up every day influencing somebody, good, bad, or ugly. The way you act, the way you serve, the way you say it's not about me, it's about them. I'm going to do everything in my power to help every person in this band achieve a higher level of success and my band director carry out this vision that they have every single day, no matter if you're in a leadership role or not. You have the opportunity to do that by the way you show up, by the things you do, by the way you help. So what I would say is take initiative. Find the things around the band room and in rehearsals that need to be done. Do them without being told to do them. Don't overstep your boundaries. You might have to have a conversation with your band director, but let your band director know that you aspire to leadership and that you want to know how to play that out even without a title. There's always opportunities to serve. There's always opportunities to give. There's always opportunities to help. Don't help your peers without asking them if they'd like some help. That can cause conflict. I learned that one the hard way. Maybe you have as well. And I know there's a lot more I'm forgetting here to share with you, but I want to keep this a certain length. If this served you and you have a question, drop it in the comments or send me a message through this page. If you need some more help with the leadership, and if you're a band director and you like this and you want to play it for your students, please feel free to do that. Post it on your page, on your band page. I'll upload it to YouTube so you can pull it down from YouTube or get the link from YouTube. Share this with somebody who could benefit. Tag your band director, tag a student leader. If you're a band booster or a parent who's watching this because you liked my page and your student can benefit from this or your child can benefit from this, please let them know by sharing this with them. If you got value from this, give me a heart or a wow. It spreads the message. I'm trying to help as many student leaders as I possibly can because I want their journey to be more successful and easier on them than it was on me. And that's why I come back. That was my commitment, my dedication at 15 years old. I said, man, if I can do this for a living and come back and serve and help, that's what I want to do. And that's what I'm doing here. There's a lot of you that I'm talking to right now that I'll never meet in the 4 years that you're in high school, just because we didn't have the opportunity to work together. But if you'd like to work with me at bandleadershipseminars.com, it talks about my online course and my live event. I'd love to come out to your school and work with you guys live. I do that. And we do it. We spend a full day together and I teach you all of this stuff in full detail. And then when I walk away, I leave you with my online course so you guys can enjoy it for the whole year after that or years to come. So if that's you, don't hesitate to reach out. Ask the questions. Drop a comment. This came from a student wanting to know how to be a better leader. So whatever it is that I can do to serve you as a student or a band director, don't hesitate to reach out. As you can see, I'm a real person. I'm here to help. I'm here to serve. This is what I do. This is who I am. And this is what I will continue to be. And I answer those questions all myself, even if I can't make a video about it, which I think is actually the easiest way. This is probably the longest live I've ever done in this situation, but God, this is so important. And I want you to succeed at a very high level. So I'm just trying to pour myself, my knowledge, my experience, good, bad, and ugly into you so that you can be more effective. Always remember, leadership is not about a title. It's not about a position. It's about your heart and your servant's attitude, realizing that you're there to make everyone around you better, stronger, more satisfied, fulfilled, proud of what they've accomplished, so they can look back over their band journey and remember fond memories that served them for a lifetime. And you, as a leader, will be rewarded sometimes with accolades and recognition and praise. But more importantly, the things that you give will come back to you, and you will learn life lessons that will set you apart for the rest of your life. I can tell when I interact with adults who have been in the band at any capacity. You're in the best organization on campus you can be in. There's no organization better for building the strength, the structure, the character, and the person that you're going to become. And I know right now at 15, 16, 17 years old, that might not matter to you, but I promise you, it's going to make all the difference. And so the best thing you can do is give this gift away in the way that you serve your peers. And until we talk again, remember, you can inspire superior performance in your bandmates. You just got to set the example, have the right attitude, show up consistently, and give more than can ever be expected. Set the tone and be so effective in your leadership that people are embarrassed when they don't follow your lead and your example. And you'll never have to tell somebody what to do, insist, demand, come across as bossy. They'll hang on your every word, and they'll gravitate towards you, and they'll want to be around you. But it's about them. It's about your heart. It's about serving. It's about building relationships. And it's about letting people know that you genuinely care about them, the outcome, the band program, more than anything else. That's how you become a very effective leader, very successful leader, even if you don't have a title or a position as a leader. So no more excuses. I'm not a leader. I don't have a position. I don't have a title. It's not about a title. It's not about leadership. It's about your heart. It's about your service. It's about your attitude. Have a great day. And stay tuned. I'll go live with these if I can help in any way. Please don't hesitate to reach out. And if I can do that in the form of a live event or an online course, please run over to bandleadershipseminars.com. We'll talk soon. Have a great day. Bye-bye.